Hello everyone. Today has the potential to be a gloomy day, but I'm not gonna let it. I'm trying to cheer myself up using everything I'm learning from pleasure activism. I'm wearing my favorite earrings, which just make me feel like a little extra spicy, and my hair is straight, which is the preferred way to wear it. However, I'm always too lazy to straighten it. And then my Book It t-shirt. So let me tell you why today has the potential, well, why I'm mad, I guess, or upset or disappointed or whatever. So we are doing the Now That's What I Call Summer readathon, and today, well, this whole weekend was supposed to be like just like the epicenter, the amazing wrap up of this whole thing, because guys, I was going to a 90s book fair, and I think I know, like, you guys know where this is headed. But basically, I did not allow myself to get excited for it. Number one, because I'm an introvert and I'm okay with things being canceled and staying home in my PJs. And number two, because there were so many things that had to go right in order for this weekend to happen. And so I just didn't want to get my hopes up. So I waited until the last minute, and then I started getting really excited. And also, there started to be more information as well, because at first it was kind of just like, oh, it's like a 90s book fair, adult Lunchables, which I couldn't have because I think they're like charcuterie sort of stuff. And then let's see, adult Lunchables, adult Capri Suns, like, okay, that was what I knew going into it. Cool. And also I knew there was like backdrops with like the lasers from the 90s, like from your school pictures, poster station where you could buy posters, and then like a bunch of places where you could buy books, which were all hosted by independent bookstores in the area. And then in addition to all that fun, there's obviously my friend Colleen, who is like my soul friend. Like, there needs to be a word for like a platonic soulmate, because like she's the best of friends. Anyway, we can go into that another time about why I adore her. And then yesterday, I got even more excited because more was announced. Basically, I think I already knew that they were having 90s trivia, but then, like, listen, this is what happens if you win 90s trivia. There are Lisa Frank notebooks and gel pens, Tamagotchis, well, Hanson tickets, which I don't care about. Even though that would be like the dream prize. I would be like, actually, can I just have a Tamagotchi or a Lisa Frank notebook? Anyway, so yeah, I was getting super excited. I had plans for today because today is Friday. I took the day off work. I was going to leave pretty early in the morning and just kind of entertain myself introvert style in Madison before my friends got home from work. Like, I was gonna explore a coffee shop, read, blah, 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 blah. Everyone was healthy at my friend's house. The weather was supposed to be okay. My horoscope told me it was a bad day for travel, but besides that, like, everything was looking good. And then after school, my friend texted me. Her daughter, who's like 7 and who I have kept in touch with, like, even though she lives in Wisconsin and I live here, was a close case at school. Okay, you know what? That's a kid. Like, she's a kid. Like, that happens. In fact, I think it's amazing they tell people in Madison, Wisconsin that they're a close contact. So I thought about it, and I gave a whole bunch of options for how we could go about this. And basically my thought is we would do everything the same. I would just wear a mask in her house. That's all. And I thought that would be decent because you don't even know if she has COVID, you know? Then 10:30 p.m. I'm in bed trying to fall asleep, even though I'm too excited about going to Wisconsin the next day. My friend texts me that her 2-year-old, who is unvaccinated, was also a close contact. And like, previously I had been like, please, like, if you don't want me to go, just send a sign. And then that came through at the last minute. And there was a whole bunch of other stuff that like I was gonna get like some sort of a gift to give them for like, thanks for having me. And like, I didn't go and get it. So it's like, again, like, I think that I knew that I shouldn't go. But anyway, so I ended up canceling. I'm not going. So lame. So I was saying some words and I was talking to some people. Anyway, Heather just made me feel a lot better. I forgot how she worded it, but basically she said that I should have like an alternate weekend or something where I'm still having fun, even if I'm bummed that my plans were canceled, which obviously I canceled them, but I do think I made a good decision. Like, one, it's dumb to travel when COVID is as bad as it is by where I live. 2, a close contact. 3, an extra close like, there are so many reasons why I should have made that decision before all those things happened. I'm just gonna live it up. I decided not to go to work today because I already had it planned off. I was already in the mindset that I was gonna have it off. And to go to work on a day when I'm already pretty upset that I don't get to hang out with my friend, like, no. So I'm having some water. I'm gonna have some breakfast in a hot second. I think I'm just gonna have a quick protein shake. Then I'm gonna head off to Grand Rapids, which is like 45 minutes away from where I live. I'm just gonna like go on a date by myself, basically. And I'm going to go to the Public Museum of Grand Rapids, which just reminds me of being in 4th grade. And like, to me, like 4th grade is like the epitome of the 90s. I was in 4th grade in 95, 96. So I'm just gonna try and like cheer myself up and just have a really safe but fun day. Okay, I'm gonna talk to you while I make my breakfast too, just so you don't get bored of me in the same spot. So I'm gonna make a plant-based superfood protein shake. This one is just vanilla, I'm pretty sure, yep. This is slightly more chalky than the other brand that I like to use, but it's cool. And it has superfoods in it, which the other one doesn't, although how much, it's probably just marketing. I do have a vanilla chai one coming in the mail, and I think that sounds really good. Anyway, I thought I would do an update while I'm doing this on what I've been reading. So I started Pleasure Activism by Adrienne Maree Brown because I'm totally in a rabbit hole of her. I really like this idea of giving myself like a really broad category in which I'm going to work from. So as I said in a previous video, I am taking basically from MLK Day until the end of February to read only books by Black authors. Well, Adrienne Maree Brown, I'm sure I would have discovered her without looking for Black authors, but so anyway, so I ended up getting Emergent Strategy, and now I'm just like obsessed. I'm working my way through all her stuff, not necessarily in order, although this one did come after Emergent Strategy. So basically, and I'm not very far into this, and I just realized how disturbing the cover was, because I was kind of thinking that this was slightly discreet, but now looking at all the pictures, it's actually not quite so discreet. This is basically this idea that if you're a person of color, Black, poor, fat, like all these different things, like disabled, you it's like you're not even like allowed to be here or whatever. And so not only being here on earth, but just engaging in pleasure is just like an act of resistance, and it's just so healthy for you as well. Just to kind of, I don't know, just be happy in who you are and in your own skin and stuff. So I wish I could do a review of this, like when I get done with it, that is actually talking about all the stuff that I want to talk about, because I'm not afraid to talk about this stuff, but I am a teacher and my kids do watch my videos. So I will kind of just try and touch on this a little bit. Basically, it's broken into the different ways that you could feel pleasure. So there's just kind of an introduction, which is kind of where I am now. Then there is about kind of using your body to feel pleasure, whether it's solo or with someone else. And then different substances that could make you feel pleasure. And I feel like there's more, but I guess I'm trying to, say stuff without saying stuff. And also, I think like within those categories, there's a few different things. So anyway, some of that interests me, some of that doesn't, but I like the idea of it, and I like to be open to people making whatever decisions they want to make, and also doing so in a safe way. So a lot of this is about harm reducing and, making the choices that you think are going to make you feel good and be good for your body and all that stuff, while reducing the harms and potential like negative impacts of making choices like that. So yeah, I think that's really cool that it's just like a really balanced mindset. And she also says like, this is like, I'm not a hedonist. Like, I'm not talking about just like pleasure for the sake of pleasure, never feeling pain or never doing hard work. Like, for example, going to the gym. I don't think she used this as an example, but like going for the gym, okay? Not everyone loves it, but you feel so good afterwards and it's good for your body. So, not all self-care or pleasure is easy and enjoyable right away. But yeah, it's just kind of like this really balanced approach to just embracing yourself, embracing your pleasure. And so like, that's why today, just like trying to think of little details that make me feel good. Like I feel a lot more confident when my hair is straight instead of in a ponytail. I feel a lot more confident when I have fun earrings. Like I really, really like post earrings. That's my go-to. But when someone ships me, these are from Heather, by the way. Something that they're not like outside. They're like outside of what I would pick for myself, but not outside of what I love. Like I love these so much. And so that's kind of fun when someone like kind of pushes you in another direction. And now they're just like my go-to earrings for one days when I don't have to mask a lot. Although honestly, I'm going to be masking all day today at the museum and stuff like that. But also just days when I feel like fun, pleasure, whatever. Like I just love these earrings so much. They're so cute and so fun and so different. Like I said, pushing myself in a little different direction. So yeah, okay, that was that. Sorry, I talked way too long about that book. That's my nonfiction book. And then I typically read one nonfiction, one fiction. And the book that I'm working through right now for fiction, I've really gotten into like Afrofuturism, which again, I didn't know I would like this until I kind of did this experiment. Excuse me. Do You Dream of Terra 2? I have heard some people talk about this, not a ton. I believe the author is Black and British, but I'm not 100% sure. Basically, this book starts off in this really uncomfortable place for me, where there's basically these teenagers on planet Earth, and they have been training for years, basically from like probably upper elementary through high school or whatever, just to be like NASA sort of people. Like they're going to basically go on a spaceship. If they like, it starts off with this huge group and then it gets more selective until you finally have the people that are going on this mission. But they are going to Terra 2, which is a planet that is much, much, much older than Earth. So they actually feel like Earth should be Terra 2, but they call it Terra 2, and it's a planet that is very similar to Earth and basically humans can live on. So the job of these teenagers is to go. And this is the scary part for me, like not just you're leaving to go into outer space. You're also a teenager. And I like to be in control when I'm traveling. Like I want to be able to get home if I need to get home. And they are going to be traveling to Terra 2 for I believe 23 years. 20 something, but I believe it's 23. So they're not even going to arrive at Terra 2 until they're middle-aged. And then, okay, if they turned around and immediately went back home, I mean, like, basically what I'm saying is, like, you're leaving your family forever. Like, you're not going to see your family again. And that part is so terrifying and so horrible. And so, like, to want to make that choice, such a big choice where you can't go back. Or at least, like, you'd be really old when you came back. So, anyway, I'm just to the point, part 2. So they've just left. And already loads has happened. And already stuff, I was like, what? Like, how can you do that? So it's really good. I'm going to keep reading it. I haven't been like giving it that much time because I feel like I haven't been reading a ton this week, but it's really good. I have a bunch of other stuff that I need to read. I am reading The Love Songs of W.E.B. Du Bois, with Ange from, I think it was Ange with an E, but now I think it's Ange's Book Chatter or something. I apologize. I will link her below. I'm way behind. She is so much farther than I am. So I need to catch up. And yeah, I'm just going to free flow through this weekend and read what I want to read. And it's going to be amazing. And I'm going to explore things. And it's really interesting to me that I have been basically like finding these books and reading them at perfect times for me. But also like I will listen to like her different talks that she does online, and they are also coming at the exact right moment. Like what she talked about last night fit perfectly with a situation that I had just gone through with another person. And so, yeah. Anyway, I think that I'm more aligned with the universe when I just free flow and read what I want to read. Hey, just got home and have a whole bunch of mail that I need to open. Then I'm gonna build a reading fort, and holy cow, then take a bath, then hang out in my reading fort the whole rest of the night. So I just placed an order on a book for church, but this is like so big. Like, I don't know. Our priest was like, oh, we can read this during Lent, or maybe we could do a summer Bible study of it. I mean, first of all, crucifixion, I would prefer to do it during Lent, but I don't do that in the summer. That is too much. Okay, let's see what else. Tax stuff, that's good. I think I'm just missing one, and then I can go get my taxes done. Just need one more. I should come in really soon, I would imagine. What else? Just making sure all the packages are legit for me and not randomly dropped off. So anyway, so I went to the museum by myself today. And then I did some errands. Then, oh, these are my COVID tests that the government said they would send you. So that's cool that they came. So anyway, I decided instead of going to lunch by myself, I would hang out with my parents. There we go, COVID rapid tests. And so we ended up going at like 2, which is amazing because it's in between lunch and dinner, and we thought it would be really quiet at the restaurant. It was not. Like, I get that lots of people go out to lunch on Fridays, and I get that lots of people go out after work on Fridays, but 2 p.m. seems like the lunch crowd would be over, and the after dinner or the after work drinks sort of crowd wouldn't be there yet. But it was pretty busy. But yeah, basically I'm really weird, and I keep my mask on except when I'm eating. Like, even if I'm at my booth or whatever, I keep my mask on. But so I've been telling you guys that I have a little obsession going on with Adrienne Marie Brown and just this rabbit hole, which also includes like Afrofuturism sort of stuff. And so even though I have not read any Octavia Butler yet, like, that's definitely like the direction that this rabbit hole is going. And then not only that, but Parable of the Sower is the 90s book club pick for, is it January, February? Or February, March? I don't really know. I think it's January, February. Anyway, it's going on right now. So, like, the universe is just aligning to everything that interests me right now. But anyway, so I decided, like, I haven't been to the museum in a long time. Well, I got there and they were having this future sort of science fiction exhibit, and it actually was like the last weekend for it. So I ended up going, and of course, like, Octavia Butler is over there in a big poster and stuff. And it was just really cool. It was just talking about like popular science fiction authors, and then also like movies that have been done that are science fiction-y, and just like how accurate they were about the future. And then like how things are right now that we might not have anticipated in the past, or what things people were able to predict, like Ray Bradbury, for example, the AirPods, like he knew about those or predicted those. And then there was this whole thing about Octavia Butler, which was super cool. I was hoping they would have books for sale in the gift shop. Not that I was going to buy them. Of course, I was only going to look at them. But I feel like that would have gone really well, because it was just talking about like all these science fiction authors that I have heard of, but now I'm more interested in reading their stuff. And I think the most one thing that was really cool in the exhibit was they had a virtual reality thing where you got to like go for like not really a moonwalk, but like you got blasted off into outer space, and then you were kind of on like a tether thing, just like chilling. You could like look around in outer space and stuff like that. So that was super cool. The other part I really liked about this exhibit is they had like this little scene from someone's room, and they had it set up with like a bookshelf with like some games, a computer, like basically all the stuff that you would have in like maybe like a teenager or I don't know, whatever, like a bedroom. And it was talking about every single thing in this room can now be located on your phone. So dictionaries, don't need them. It had a little Rolodex thing where you could find people's contact info. Nobody uses those anymore. They had legit board games, which I still like, but they are all games that you could also play on your phone. And then there's this button you could push and you could listen to this guy's day, and it sounded like it was like a Friday night or like a Friday during the day. And he was just kind of talking about different things that happened at work, and like something happened to somebody. I can't remember if it was a birthday or what. And he wanted to buy flowers, and he was like bummed like that he hopes they sent something good because he couldn't see a picture of them or anything like that. But he just went throughout his day doing all these things, like ordering takeout and going to the movie store for a Friday night movie and like all this stuff. And it basically said that that would have taken somebody 3.5 hours to do what he did. And someone today could do the same thing, basically all from their phone in 24 minutes. And so it really made me think about something I've heard before too, which is that we are making things like take less and less time. But because they take less time, we have more free time available, which increases like the demand on our time. Like because we're not spending so long looking at a menu and calling into a restaurant to place our order and like whatever, like we have more time. And so like, I guess capitalism is kind of like you should be doing something like a side hustle, or you should be checking your work email from home or whatever. So I just thought that was really interesting to think about. Okay, so I'm gonna make my fort now, but there are 2 other things that I've been wanting to do in this 90s readathon that I haven't done yet. One of them is I wanted to look back, and I can't remember if it was the Academy Awards or what award I picked, but I wanted to go back and select like from 1986 when I was born all the way through like the time I graduated high school in 2004 and find out which like movie won like the big award that year. I'm not really into movies, so I don't know, like best motion picture or I don't know, whatever. And watch that. And some looked really good, like Titanic. I would love to rewatch that. I watched that in 6th grade. My grandma took me. Nobody knew what it was gonna be like, and that was a lot for me. Like I saw things I never had been exposed to before. And then the other thing that this exhibit kind of made me think about is video games, like what video games are popular. So I really want to go through and replay some of the video games from when I was a kid. So like legit video games, like I do have Mario for my Wii, but also like computer games. I played a lot of computer games, and I think there's like websites where you can go and play them. Like I loved Oregon Trail, Yukon Trail. There were other trail ones, I think Amazon Trail or something. I didn't like that one as much. Mainly I liked Oregon and Yukon. I played Civilization. I tried to buy a new copy of it, and I don't like the new version. So I think it was 2 that I was super into. Sims. I played Sim City a few times. I used to play Sim Ant. That was really fun. Roller Coaster Tycoon. What else? Oh, I played like this brain game. It was like Dr. Somebody's Brain or something like that. I also played this game, and I don't remember what it was called, but you had to clean up like animal cages at the zoo. And then when you cleaned them up and got rid of all the trash, then the animals would come back. Yeah, anyway, I thought it would be, Commander Keen. I thought it would be really cool to see what games I could find and then play some of them over the weekend. Same with movies. So I don't know, we'll see. I'm just gonna get cozy and take a bath and build my fort, and it's gonna be epic, and I'll check in with you later.